You can have all the support in the world, you can have the best parents, the best family, but nothing replaces that relationship you have with a spouse. Because I grieve that life so hard.
Then all of a sudden, this man ghosts me.
Sometimes I get a little sad about like being single and not having like a partner, you know, to go to sleep with every night.
I still get hit with the grief and the loneliness of it all. Then another family comes and it's a mom, a dad, and a son his age. And they're all three playing together, and the kid says something funny and they both laugh and look at each other and like talk about it. And I literally had to leave the park because I started sobbing. It feels really heavy and really overwhelming still. And sometimes I just feel really tired.
Welcome back, family.
To be honest, the world is not a place for a single woman, especially if you're young and you're pretty. It's not a place for you. Get yourself a boyfriend if you're still young, and pretty. Get yourself a serious boyfriend. Doesn't matter if that guy is boring. It doesn't bring the freakiness out of you. There's no spark. There's no chemistry. As long as he likes you, he does the right things. He knows how to be Mr. Right. He's there on time. He's doing what you want him to do, right? Like, be with that guy if you're a young woman. Because I'm telling you right now, this world is a terrible place, a horrible place for a single pretty woman. You understand what I'm saying? Especially if you're young. Because what's going to happen, you're going to get pumped and dumped. If you're sexually active, you're out here, you're partying, you're hooking up with guys, I'm telling you, bruh, you're going to be 61 day. Your kids will be grown. They will leave your house and you'll be alone in that house, and you're going to be lonely. You're going to be bitter, and you're going to hate it when you see, 60-year-old couples, when you see young couples. It's just going to make you mad if you're a woman. Don't try to be a man. Men will always be fine when they're single. We will always do well when we're single. Because we can always go out there and fish for girls. And fish for partners for 3 days. For a weekend. Because we like our week to ourselves. And that's facts. Young women listen to these older women telling them, you don't need to be serving a man. You don't need to be a slave. Being a wife is being a slave. Cooking for your husband and cleaning for your husband and doing things for your husband. Nurturing your family, nurturing your kids and your husband is being a slave. But not knowing that, being a slave is just being pumped and dumped while you're still young. And then when you turn 60, you become single and you're lonely. That's being a slave. That's suffering. That's worse than taking care of your husband and taking care of your kids. That's worse than that. If you think being a wife is tough, being alone is tougher than being a wife. It's more painful than being a wife. You rather as a woman, and I'm talking to younger women, right? You rather as a younger woman get married and take care of your husband, cook for and clean for your husband, take care of your kids, take care of the household, make sure that you get rewarded for being a wife, right? Than be in the streets and get pumped and dumped. Because we're not gonna play with you when you're out here in the streets. We're not gonna play as long as you advertise yourself that I'm single, I'm free, I'm available. We're gonna pump and dump you. That's what we're gonna do. Don't listen to older women. The only reason why they're telling you guys that you don't have to serve a man, you don't have to do anything for a man, you don't have to be a wife, you're not a slave, is because they want you to be miserable just like them. Older women are miserable. Let's check her out, guys. Another one, another modern woman who left his husband. Now she's on the internet crying, looking for sympathy. Let's check her out.
Today we are reviewing yet another modern woman who decided to leave her 10-year-old marriage to go chase after Chad and Tyrone just to get pumped and dumped and ghosted on repeat. We are going to first start by watching her crying while regretting her divorce when she sees a nuclear family playing in the park.
I'm a single mom of a 2.5-year-old. I've been split up from my ex for about 10 months now. I still get hit hard sometimes with the grief and the loneliness of it all. Like, I took him to the park and we were playing alone for a long time, and he was saying cute things, funny things, and I was texting my mom and my sister and, you know, telling them what he said, and then another family comes and it's a mom, a dad, and a son his age. And they're all three playing together, and the kid says something funny and they both laugh and look at each other and like talk about it. And I literally had to leave the park because I started sobbing because I grieve that life so hard. You can have all the support in the world, you can have the best parents, the best family, but nothing replaces that relationship you have with a spouse
Mommy.
and your kid. And sometimes it just feels so overwhelming that it still feels so heavy. And that the guilt still eats away at me, even though I know it was the right decision. Just the guilt that I can't give my son, like, that life.
There are no phones connected. Connect a phone and try again.
It feels really heavy and really overwhelming still. And sometimes I just feel really tired. This is all to say, if you're doing this too, you're not alone. Like, it freaking sucks. I don't know when it's supposed to get easier. I don't know if it ever will. I don't know if this is just the pain I feel forever. But if it is, I feel it with you.
Still feeling lost after a breakup or divorce? You're not alone. At RJ Godfellas Matrimony and Move On Crew, we don't just talk about heartbreak, we heal through it. Every week we share mindful rituals, self-care tools, and real talk from real people who get it. This isn't just another support group. It's a safe space to grow, laugh, cry, and come back stronger. Healing starts with one step. Take yours today. Join the crew on Patreon. Your next chapter is waiting. The link is in the description.
There we go again with that fake motivation BS. This woman can barely spend a whole day without crying, but she wants to talk about motivating others. These modern women are slaves to their emotions. They divorce their husbands based on temporary feelings, and now they get jealous every time they see other families that are happy together. That is why they come here on the internet to act all tough, trying to convince other women to divorce their husbands by telling them that it gets better. But in reality, it never gets better for these modern women. They always cry most of the time when they are alone because their emotions always get the best of them. Now, before we watch how this woman got pumped and dumped and ghosted by Chad, let's first watch this clip that will prove to you how these overly emotionally unstable modern women are slaves to their feelings and that it actually never get better for them.
Welcome back to my divorce diaries. We're gonna call this episode 3. It's been quite some time since my last 2, and the truth is I have been unwell. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, this has been kicking my ass. I have been in the trenches trying to get out. And what's so weird is, like, a couple months ago, I would have been like, I think I'm almost healed. Like, I think I'm, like, pretty good. And then some more things happened, and it knocked me on my ass all over again, and I felt like I was starting over. So that's the truth. I've been unwell.
Mommy!
Just know the girlies who are doing this along with me, like, it will go like this. Like, that's the best way I can describe it. Like, some days I'm just like, I'm fine, I'm chilling, nah. And then other days I'm like, please sedate me. Sometimes I do have a moment of just like, this is the hardest thing that I said I would never be able to get through, and I am getting through it. Like, look at me go. I feel like I've had some things on my mind that have just been like really good topics of conversation, and I wanted to like chat about them because I find them so fascinating. This is what I want to talk about. This has thrown me for such a loop, and I have been asking so many people about this topic, and it has been mind-blowing that everyone seems to have the same experience. And that is how men and women handle this so differently. I have gained a very cute group of divorced girlfriends who are also like single moms around my age, just going through the same thing. Yeah, it's a car. He's so smart. And this is what it is. Women and men grieve so differently. Like, every woman I've talked to that has gone through this has been unwell at the beginning for like a while. Like, they are hit with it. Like, they are bedridden. They are sad. They're devastated. Even if they're the ones that wanted the divorce or called it off or whatever, like, it still hits them. Like, they're grieving the life they thought they were going to have. They're grieving the commitment they made, the end of the family unit, like whatever, and it takes them out. Men, they really be getting out there immediately. I'm not speaking for my ex. I actually don't know what he's doing, and I'd like to keep it that way. But I've now talked to several divorced men who have become my friends too, that are just like it happens and they're like, oh yeah, I'm out there. Like, I have to stay busy. I have to like distract myself. I
Facts.
have to not think about it. They can legitimately take their feelings, which they all say they feel stuff, right? Put it in a box and put it on a shelf and just like have
Yep.
it be on a shelf. I have no shelves. I have no boxes. Like, what I am feeling is all in me all the time. And if I'm feeling it, you'll hear about it. It's been so fascinating to me how their logical brains can just take over, and it becomes so little about how they're feeling, how they're coping, how
Facts.
they're letting their feelings ride out, and more about what they can control. If they're not dating, they're going to the gym twice a day. If they're not going to the gym twice a day, they're picking up a new hobby. And like, I think they're onto something. Like, I think there is something to this. So that's what I've been practicing lately. I feel like when people say like, you have to feel your feelings, you have to let it all out. Like, I have no problem with that. Like, it oozes out of me. It comes out like throw up, like vomit. But like, what I have been doing the past few weeks that I feel like has really made a huge difference is controlling the things in my life that I can control, because there's so much that I can't. I have started working out a ton, like taking it more seriously with like lifting and my diet. I have really focused on my female friendships. Those friendships have been so fulfilling for me in a different way than romantic relationships have been. And I'm just trusting in God's timing. Like a beautiful romantic relationship will come for me when the time's right. And that's been really hard for me because I feel like I have this void that I want to fill, but I don't want to do it with the wrong thing. I've been feeling like I need to just like focus on myself, my son. I mean, he gets plenty of attention, don't worry. Like, my life, my body, my health, my happiness, my friends, my family, hobbies. So if you're doing this, if you're in the middle of this and you're like, why am I still struggling? Like, no worries. I'm like 8 months in, and some days I still feel like it will take me out. So just know I'm right here with you. Like, did you fart? Like, I feel for you. I sometimes pray the days away. Like, I cannot wait for it to be the end of the day, because that means I made it through another day. But like, I have to remind myself that this is a season. Like, we have so much happiness ahead of us, and it's all gonna feel so much more beautiful when we've been through this really shitty bullshit. I I've missed you guys. I love you guys. I'm happy to be back. Love ya. Bye.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Man, we know how to put our feelings aside and focus on the most important things in life. And the reason why we do that is because what you feel can actually destroy you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you're angry, you can end up killing somebody. You understand? You can end up doing something stupid when you're angry. When you're sad, you become, demotivated, and you're not going to be productive. So instead of just being sad, we distract ourselves from being sad and do something so we can be productive and be motivated. That's how it works. Women focus on their feelings, right? They focus on their feelings and they destroy their own families. That's what happens. And you can even hear, instead of learning from men, she's just, hot-headed to a point where she's like, no, I'd rather focus on what I feel. I'd rather focus on what I feel than, have a box and a shelf. I'd rather focus on how I feel. And what did focusing on how you feel did for you? It made sure that you don't have a family anymore. It made sure that your son doesn't have a father anymore. Well, he does have a father, but he doesn't have like a father in the house, which is important, which is one of the most important things. He doesn't have a disciplinarian, like in the house, or, a man who's going to check him when he's being soft or when he's acting like, yeah, I don't want to say that, but anyway, yeah, men and women are different because, women are led by their emotions. Their lives is dictated by it's dictated by their emotions, and men's lives are dictated by the reality, what's going on out there in the world. You understand? If I have to wake up in the morning and go to work, I'll wake up in the morning. It doesn't matter how I feel. If I have to go to the gym and work out, it doesn't matter how I feel. You understand? I'm not gonna not go to the gym because I'm sad because somebody broke up with me. No. Or some girl didn't text me back. But girls can do that, right? If a guy don't text them back, they won't even go to work, bro. They can just wake up and say, I'm feeling sick. But anyway, let's keep it pushing.
Of course, men have to keep going and do what need to be done even though they don't feel like it. Because when men stop being productive, the world stops moving as well. On the other hand, all we heard from this woman was me. I want, I need, I. They break families for stupid reasons because they truly think that they have unlimited options out there. And now they don't know what to do when they realize that Chad only wants to pump and dump them. Check it out.
Okay, I need my girlie's opinion on this because I'm stumped. I don't know what to do, but I just think it's so crazy. So I was married 10 years. I think the term ghosting came out sometime during my marriage. Beforehand, I don't know. I never had really heard of it, whatever. So one guy I was talking to for months. I was seeing him 1 to 2 times a week. Dating without the title. I don't know. We were spending time together every day, talking every day. Then all of a sudden, this man ghosts me. I don't hear from him for 3 or 4 days. I am not a pursuer. I like to be pursued. So I don't reach out to him either. Then I finally decide this is weird. Is he alive? So I send him a text. Hello, are you alive? I don't hear from him for another day or 2. And then he's like, oh yeah, I'm alive. I just went out of town and just kind of disconnected. Okay. Hope you had a good time. We talk a little bit, whatever. Don't hear from him again for another few days. So then I kind of call him out and I'm like, are you ghosting me? And he's like, no, I've just been disconnecting. Since then, I have not talked to him for, I don't know, it's been a couple weeks at this point. We went from speaking every single day, all day sometimes, seeing each other 1 to 2 times a week, to nothing. This is what pisses me off though. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you're getting back with an ex. Like, I have not cried tears over this because, like, my feelings weren't strong anyways. I just think it's incredibly disrespectful to, like, take so much of someone's time and just, like, discard them like they are trash. Like, that just feels so cruel. I don't care, even lie to me. Like, make up any excuse in the book, but, like, to have zero communication is wild to me. So, like, what would you guys do? Because part of me wants to chew him out and just be like, hey, grow a pair, be an adult, and, like, communicate whatever it is you need to communicate with me. The other part of me is like, I don't want to give him any satisfaction that I've lost any sleep over it, that it's been on my mind. Like, I will discard you the same way you discarded me. And I don't know which route to take. What do we do? How do we do this? Let me know. Thanks, bye.
There is nothing you can do, baby.
What did I say in the beginning, guys? I said, when you are single and pretty, especially if you're young, I know she's not young, but I'm just saying, like, you get pumped and dumped. That's what happens. When you put yourself as a woman out there and say, I'm single, you know, I'm free, I'm available, like, you get pumped and dumped. You understand what I'm saying? Because here's what happens. As much as women want to deny this, women love attention, bro. They love attention and they want attention. They need attention. So being alone and always, you know, not talking to guys, it's not even going to help you, because you will want to talk to guys because you were wired like that. You enjoy guys' attention. Women just enjoy men's attention. That's it, right? So if you put yourself out there and, you know, you try to reject everybody, there'll be a guy that you really like because maybe he's handsome, or he's confident, or, you know, he knows the game. He knows how to, you know, touch the right spots and everything, right? And, you know, he can bring that freakiness out of you, that spark, that's, you know, that connection, that chemistry. You know, that guy will actually play with your feelings. You understand? Because that guy is just gonna get what he wants if he doesn't want you for a long term. You understand? Because you ladies don't control that. Like, you don't just say because you want a long-term relationship with a guy and that guy's going to give you a long-term relationship. It doesn't work like that. That guy might just want 2 minutes fun with you. Just a short term. So that's what happens. You end up getting pumped and dumped. You're piling up your body count, and that's just what's happening to your life. And this is what happens if when you listen to older women on the internet who are bitter, who are saying divorce your husbands. And she's also doing the same thing. She's telling other women, you know, there's nothing wrong with divorce. She didn't divorce her husband because her husband was abusive, because her husband was cheating. Because if her husband cheated, she would be out here singing like a bird, snitching on her husband, like, he cheated, he was putting hands on me, woo, this and that and the third. But the husband didn't do none of that. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, guys, that's it for today. My name is RJ Godfella, and this is the RJ Godfella Chats. Now, if you like this type of content, guys, please hit the subscribe button. Follow join our Patreon, guys, and, you know, tell us about your divorce story. If you're a man, you've been divorced, tell us your story. Share a story with us in our Patreon. You know, join our support group. Peace, I'm out.